My girlfriend said, "He's just a friend. You're being ridiculous." When I found love letters she'd written to her coworker, I said, "You're right, I am being ridiculous," and mailed them to his wife. Now she's threatening me to fix what I've done. I, 32 male, am sitting here with a beer still processing everything that went down. Started 3 weeks ago when I was doing laundry and found a folded piece of paper in my girlfriend Maya's 29 jacket pocket. We'd been together for 3 years, living together for the last 18 months. The paper was a handwritten letter, not addressed to me. "Marcus, I can't stop thinking about our conversation yesterday. The way you understand me, really see me. It's everything I've been missing. When you held my hand in the break room, I felt more alive than I have in years. I know we agreed to keep things professional, but I'm tired of pretending. I dream about what it would be like if we could really be together." My hands were shaking. I sat down on the laundry room floor, reading it again and again. The letter went on for 2 more paragraphs, getting progressively more intimate. Not sexually explicit, but emotionally raw in a way she'd never been with me. Marcus, her coworker at the marketing firm, the one she carpooled with sometimes, the one whose name popped up constantly in her stories. Marcus said the funniest thing today. Marcus brought donuts for everyone. Marcus is having issues with his wife again. That evening, Maya came home all smiles, kissed my cheek, asked about my day. I waited until after dinner. Me, "Hey, who's Marcus again? From your work?" Casual tone. "Oh, just a colleague, works in digital strategy. Why? You mention him a lot? Just curious." Laughing. "Babe, are you jealous? He's just a friend, a work friend. Found this in your jacket." Placed the letter on the table. Her face went white, then red, then defensive. "You went through my things?" "I was doing laundry, it fell out." It's not what it looks like. We were doing a creative writing exercise for a campaign about authentic emotions." "Really? A creative writing exercise about holding hands in the break room?" Getting angry now. "Oh my God, you're being ridiculous. It's nothing. Marcus is married, he has kids. We're friends, we talk sometimes, that's it. This letter suggests otherwise." "I can't believe you're making this into something. It was a stupid exercise. You're being paranoid and controlling. I'm allowed to have friends." "Friends don't write letters about feeling alive when they touch." Rolling her eyes. "You're blowing this way out of proportion. It meant nothing. You're seriously going to freak out over some words on paper? God, grow up." I stared at her. The gaslighting was incredible. She wasn't even trying to apologize, just attacking me for finding it. Me, "You know what? You're right. I am being ridiculous." Surprised. "Oh, good. See? I told you it was nothing." Me, "Absolutely ridiculous to stay in this relationship. Pack your stuff." The next morning, while Maya was in the shower, she'd slept on the couch after screaming at me for an hour about how I was overreacting. I did something. Maybe it was petty. Maybe it was justified. I made a copy of the letter, found an envelope, and looked up Marcus's home address on one of those people finder sites. Paid the $2.99 for the full report. Married to Sophia for 11 years. 3 kids. I addressed the envelope to Sophia, included a brief note. "Found this in my girlfriend's jacket. Thought you should know what your husband and my girlfriend are up to at work. Sorry you had to find out this way." Dropped it in the mailbox on my way to work. Meanwhile, Maya was blowing up my phone, alternating between, "Baby, please let's talk," and "You're insane for throwing away 3 years over nothing." I didn't respond. Changed the locks that evening while she was at work. Thankfully, the apartment was only in my name. 2 days later, got a text from an unknown number. "Unknown. This is Marcus. We need to talk." Me, "No, we don't." "Marcus, you sent something to my wife. Do you understand what you've done?" Me, "I forwarded evidence of an emotional affair. Your wife deserved to know." Marcus, "It wasn't an affair. Maya's letter was one-sided. I never encouraged it." Me, "Then you should have reported it to HR instead of holding hands in break rooms." "We need to fix this. Sophia kicked me out. She's talking about divorce. You've destroyed my family over a misunderstanding. Your choices destroyed your family, not my problem." Blocked him. Then Maya showed up at my apartment, banging on the door. "Open up. I know you're in there." I talked through the door. Me, "Go away, Maya." "You told his wife? What is wrong with you?" Marcus got suspended pending investigation. His wife filed for divorce. You've ruined his life. Sounds like consequences to me. It was just a letter. I never even gave it to him. I was gonna throw it away. Sure you were. You need to fix this. Call his wife, tell her it was a mistake. Tell their HR department it was nothing. No. I'll sue you for defamation. For interfering in my workplace. Good luck with that. Truth is an absolute defense. Your own handwriting isn't defamation. More banging, threats to call the police for what? Eventually she left, but she wasn't done. Oh no, the entitlement was just getting started. Update 1 week later. The last week has been educational, about just how far someone will go when they can't accept consequences. First, the workplace drama. Turns out when Sophia got my letter, she didn't just kick Marcus out. She went full scorched earth, showed up at their office with printouts of the letter, demanding to speak to HR, in the lobby, during lunch hour, with lots of witnesses. According to a mutual friend who works there, thanks for the intel, Derek, security had to escort her out, but the damage was done. Everyone saw. Everyone heard. HR had to launch a formal investigation into inappropriate workplace relationships. Maya was livid. Showed up at my gym. Maya, you've destroyed my career. Everyone's talking about it. They're calling me a homewrecker. Mid-rep on bench press. Sounds like a personal problem. I could lose my job. Marcus already got transferred to another department. Should have thought about that before writing love letters to married coworkers. Maya, it wasn't a love letter. Other gym members were staring. I re-racked the weight, grabbed my stuff. Me, you're embarrassing yourself. Leave me alone. Following me. You're gonna fix this. Call my boss. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. No. That's when she grabbed my arm. Hard, nails digging in. You don't get to destroy my life and walk away. I yanked free, looked her dead in the eyes. Watch me. But the entitlement escalated. She started showing up at my work, sitting in the lobby, telling the receptionist she was my girlfriend and needed to see me urgently. My boss had to get involved. I explained briefly. Ex-girlfriend, won't leave me alone, documented everything. They banned her from the premises. Then came the social media campaign. Maya started posting about narcissistic exes who can't handle strong women having male friends. Tagged mutual friends trying to get them on her side. Posted old photos of us with captions about, thought he was different, and, when someone shows you their true controlling nature, believe them. Most people who knew us both saw through it, but some of her friends bought it. Started getting messages, heard what you did to Maya, real dick move. She's crying every day, hope you're happy. Destroying someone's career over jealousy, pathetic. I screenshot everything. Didn't respond to any of it. Then, the real entitlement showed. Got a formal-looking email from Maya. Subject line, demand for compensation. Ryan, your malicious actions have caused me severe emotional distress and financial harm. I am prepared to take legal action unless you agree to. 1. Pay me $10,000 for emotional damages and potential loss of income. 2. Write a formal letter to my HR department taking full responsibility and stating the letter was taken out of context. 3. Contact Sophia and retract your implications. 4. Compensate me for the remainder of my apartment lease, $800 per month, 6 months. You have 72 hours to respond or I will pursue all available legal remedies. Maya, I laughed, actually laughed out loud. Forwarded it straight to a lawyer friend from college. His response, LMAO, she has no case. Keep this though. Might be useful for a restraining order if she keeps escalating. Also demanding $5,000 for an apartment she chose to leave? Bold. I didn't respond to her demand. Why would I? Instead I did something else. Update 2. 2 weeks later, the 72 hours passed. No lawsuit. Shocking. But Maya wasn't done, not even close. Next came the flying monkeys. Her mom called me. Had her number saved from better times. Ryan, sweetheart, what's going on? Maya's devastated. She says you've been spreading lies about her? Me, I shared a letter she wrote, in her own handwriting, no lies needed. Her mom, she told me about that silly letter. It was nothing, just venting. Haven't you ever written something you didn't mean? Not love letters to married coworkers, no. Her mom, you're being very cruel. She loves you. She made a small mistake. Writing the letter was a choice. Lying about it was a choice. Now she's facing choice's consequences. Her mom, she could lose her job. Is that what you want? I want her to leave me alone. Everything else is her problem. Her mom, I'm very disappointed in you, Ryan. I thought you were better than this petty revenge. Noted. Bye. But here's where it gets truly unhinged. Maya's best friend Sarah reached out, not to attack me, but to warn me. Sarah, hey, no, we're not close, but heads up, Maya's planning something. She's been talking about making you understand what you've done and mentioning your ex before her. The one who cheated? She found her on Facebook. My blood ran cold. My ex, Jessica, was a nightmare. Cheated on me repeatedly, then tried to claim I was abusive when I broke up with her. Took months to clear my name from her lies. Me. What's she planning? Sarah. She reached out to Jessica. They've been talking. Something about comparing notes and exposing who you really are. I think it's messed up, which is why I'm warning you. Thanks for the heads up. Really? Yeah, well, I'm seeing a different side of Maya lately. Not pretty. 2 days later, it started. A Facebook post from Jessica, who I hadn't heard from in 4 years. Been talking to someone who dated my ex after me. Turns out his pattern of controlling, jealous behavior wasn't limited to me. He's now destroying her career over having a male friend. Classic narcissistic abuse. Women need to warn each other about men like this. Tagged with my full name. Comments immediately flooding in from her friends about how awful men are, how I should be exposed, how they're not surprised. Maya had weaponized my abusive ex against me, the woman who had made my life hell, who had lied about me to anyone who'd listen. And now they were comparing notes. That was it. Gloves off. I compiled everything. The original letter, all her texts admitting the letter was real but meaningless. Her threats at my apartment I'd recorded through the door, one-party consent state. Her showing up at my gym and grabbing me, security footage obtained. Her harassment at my workplace. The demand for compensation email, screenshots of her social media lies. The Facebook messages between her and Jessica, Sarah sent screenshots. Took it all to a lawyer. Not the friend, a real one. Filed for a restraining order based on harassment, stalking, and coordinated defamation. Also sent a formal cease and desist to both Maya and Jessica. Any further public statements about me would result in a defamation suit. Listed out their false claims versus the documented evidence. Then I did one more thing. Sent the entire package to Maya's HR department. Not to get her fired, but to protect myself. Subject line, harassment documentation, employee, Maya, last name. Explained that their employee was harassing me following the end of our relationship, that I had filed for a restraining order, and I wanted them aware in case she tried to use company resources or time to continue this behavior. Attached all evidence of her harassment, threats, and attempts at extortion. That compensation email was particularly damning. The restraining order was granted temporarily, pending a full hearing. Maya was served at work, in front of everyone. According to Derek, still coming through with intel, she lost it. Full meltdown in the middle of the office, screaming about how I was ruining her life over nothing. Security had to escort her out while she was still ranting. She was suspended pending investigation. Between the Marcus situation and now proof she was harassing an ex from work property, using work time, HR had seen enough. Final update, 1 month later. It's been a month since this all started. Time for the final update because yes, there's a resolution to this insanity. The restraining order hearing was something. Maya showed up with a lawyer, probably cost her a fortune she didn't have. She tried to paint me as vindictive, claiming I'd orchestrated a campaign to destroy her life over a harmless crush. My lawyer calmly presented the timeline. She wrote the letter first. I reacted. The harassment evidence, texts, emails showing up at my home, work/gym. The extortion attempt, that $10,000 demand email was gold. The coordinated defamation with Jessica. Security footage of her grabbing me at the gym. Her lawyer tried to argue the letter to Marcus was private creative expression. And I had no right to share it. The judge wasn't buying it. Miss Maya's last name, did you write this letter? Yes. Did you bring it to your workplace? Yes, but I never. Did Mr. My Name threaten you before finding this letter? No. Did you attempt to contact him after he asked you not to? Quiet. Yes. The restraining order was granted 2 years. No contact, no third-party contact, stay 100 yards away from my home, work and gym. But wait, there's more. Marcus's divorce went through. Ugly. Sophia took him to the cleaners. Turns out my letter wasn't the only evidence. She'd been suspicious for months, hired a PI, found texts, lingering lunch meetings, lots of little things. My letter was just the confirmation she needed. And Maya? Fired. Not for the Marcus thing directly, but for using company property to harass someone, me, creating a hostile work environment, the restraining order making it legally complicated to keep her, missing work due to the legal proceedings. According to Sarah, we've actually become friends through this, Maya had to move back in with her parents. No job, no apartment, no reference from her last employer. She's apparently telling everyone she's a victim of the patriarchy and that Marcus and I conspired to ruin her. Marcus got to keep his job but lost his family, half his assets, and his reputation. He tried reaching out once more through LinkedIn. Seriously? Saying I destroyed 2 lives over a misunderstanding. I reported the contact as a violation of the restraining order. It covers third-party contact. He got a warning from the court. Jessica tried to keep the drama going, but folded instantly when she got the cease and desist. Deleted her posts, went radio silent. Guess she didn't want to risk actual legal consequences for her lies. Me? I'm doing okay. Therapy helped process the betrayal and the insane escalation. Started dating again last week, actually. Being very upfront about boundaries and red flags now. The funny thing is, if Maya had just apologized when I found the letter, really apologized, not gaslighted me, we might have worked through it. Couples therapy, rebuilding trust, whatever. But she chose to lie, attack, and then escalate to insane levels when faced with consequences. She wanted me to fix what I'd done? No, I just held up a mirror to what she had done. She wrote the letter, she lied about it, she harassed me, she tried to extort me. She coordinated with my abusive ex. She made every single choice that led to her current situation. I didn't ruin her life, I just refused to let her ruin mine. Sometimes the best revenge isn't some elaborate plan. It's just standing your ground, protecting yourself legally, and letting people face the natural consequences of their actions. She thought I'd cave to protect her from those consequences. She thought wrong. To anyone dealing with similar gaslighting and escalation, document everything. Don't engage. Get legal help. And remember, you're not responsible for the consequences of someone else's choices, no matter how much they scream that you are. Time to close this chapter. Thanks for reading, and remember, when someone shows you who they really are through their actions, believe them the first time.